Let's get us live. Getting all my tech set up here. We're live, Freedom Queen live. I just got the email saying we're live. Okay. How is everyone doing? If you're live with me, put it in the chat. If you're new to Freedom Queen Live, say hello. I need to know who you are. If you are an OG Freedom Queen person, let me know. Maggie says, good morning, Bridge. Maggie, I had the time of my life on our one-to-one yesterday. Like the work that we did together just really inspired me for the rest of May. Like I'm so excited. Hi, how's my favorite queen? I'm here for it, live with you. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Well, good morning. It is 8 a.m. in Thailand here. And for those of you that don't know, I just shared on my social media yesterday evening, my time. Big changes are happening in my programs, in where I'm living. I'm going to be leaving Thailand for a little bit. I will be back in 2024, but I have this crazy journey planned for the rest of 2023. And I talked about it in the live and I said, I hope that you decide to do something absolutely crazy. I hope that you are so confident and certain in who you are that you decide to make changes in your life, in your business. You make moves that are out of your comfort zone. So when Robbie and I decided to do this, when we said, let's go to Mexico, for those of you that don't know, on June 1st, we're going to Mexico. When we decided to do this, we don't have to do this. This is the craziest thing. It's not like we have to leave the country. Yeah, we were going to do a visa run and come back to the country, but we don't actually have to do this. We're comfortable. We have all of our needs met here. Everything we have and want, we have it in Thailand. And so we made a decision that the next move is out of our comfort zone. The next move is it's a catalyst for big change. There might be something in your business right now in your life that you're like, that's it. Because I'm telling you right now, feels like a season for opening doors that you didn't even know were there. Mexico was not even in my sphere. We told our families and they were like, what? Well, it's amazing because they can't wait to visit us. But what? That's so random. And they're like, okay, when are you moving? Is it going to be July, August? We're like, June 1st. We're going in less than 2 weeks. Last night, I was on a call with my mentor and I was saying to her, this is just such a Bridget James Lang thing to do. This is actually truest embodiment of Freedom Queen, of the brand, of the movement Freedom Queen. Are you fully embodying what you teach? I sit over here. Hey, Oleta Faye. My first live here. I'm excited. I'm glad that you're on with us. Are you a full embodiment of the things that you're teaching? I can't sit over here and preach freedom while sitting in my office in Thailand. Now, there's different layers to this, right? Like I just traveled and I do embody freedom and things like that. But I'm like, it's time to take this whole thing to another level. So for those of you that are live with me today, I would love to know where you're at in your business. I would love to know, I would love to make this a really interactive live, answer some questions that you have coming up if you're live with me. I would love to just serve and support some of you that are on with me now, answer any questions, support you where you're at in your business. I just felt like that was something that we needed to do today. So if there's anything coming up in the chat that you would like me to riff on, that you would like me to talk about in today's session, feel free to drop it into the chat and I will do that. I see 10 of you are live with us now. If there's anything coming up that you're like, I need a riff on this, confidence on camera. I need a riff on selling in the DMs. I need a riff on fear of being criticized. I need a riff on selling. I need a riff on like whatever it is, just put it in the chat box and I will talk about that today and support you. I know right now, a lot of you, it's like you're taking your business and you're not even stepping down to a deeper level in one step. It's like you're stepping down like 20 steps. You're going to the depths of the next level. You're like skipping steps as you go down. And I'm so excited to support you through this. Okay. All right, this is great. So Carolina says, I grow slowly and steadily, not explosively. Slow, steady growth is what I'm embracing. I am selling well in the DMs from the sold out course you did. Oh, amazing, Carolina. Selling in the DMs. Well, I don't know if this is your question, Carolina, but I want to talk about this. I grow slowly and steadily, not explosively. So I think that there's a lot of power in this. Hey, Martha, I think that there's a lot of power in growing slowly and steadily. And also, I think that it's possible to have both. I think that it's possible to have growth in a steady way, growth in a consistent way where it's continuing to move up, but also explosive moments. And so Carolina and anyone that's looking for these like explosive things, I call them breakthrough moves, particularly when you're doing a launch. What are moves that you can make that are different than something you've ever done before? That's one way. So what is one move you can make that's different than something you're doing? So for example, if you're posting daily on social media, you're hosting a monthly community event, you're nurturing people in the DMs, you're selling this one way, what is one move that you can do that's out of your comfort zone and different than anything you've ever done before? So that's one way. I call them these breakthrough moves, these things that get us out of the comfort zone into a new movement pattern. And so that could be IG live collaborations. That could be pitching yourself to say, hey, I have this service. Could I come do it in front of your group for free or whatever you want to say there? Could I come on your podcast? Could I this could look like giving away sessions for a certain price point or free, or this could look like dropping a random offer, something that is completely different to anything you've ever done. Okay, here's what I was going to say about this. A breakthrough move could also be an identity shift you have to make. It could also be a breakthrough in your identity. It could be a shift. It could be a moment where you just decide, I'm now being this type of person. I'm no longer someone who grows slowly and steadily. I grow steadily and explosively. That could be your breakthrough move there. Now, I want to say another way for quantum leaps, identity work, breakthrough move. Another way is deepening the refinement and intentionality in everything. It's not necessarily more moves. It's refinement in your moves. And you all are loving the Make Money membership this month. I got so many messages on Instagram about, wow, this week's Make Money membership is so spot on, because it's all about what? Refinement. It's all about, here are the moves I'm making. Now do them better. I'm posting on social media, make the post better. I'm going live, take it to another level. So that has always been another way that I'll quantum leap. It's like I take the branding, I make it better. I take who I'm being, I make her better. I make her more embodied, more anchored in, more grounded. Like continuing to refine and do this type of work is actually where the quantum leap is. You'll have to let me know if that was helpful. This is huge. Thank you. Yes. That is a great question. IG collab, I have not done. There we go. That's a breakthrough move right there with other people in the fertility space. Okay, I'm going to answer all these questions. Selling in the DMs, on brand by Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Well, I think Sarah, you and I were just talking in the DMs, right? So when you're selling in the DMs, the number one mistake I see most people do is someone will express interest and then all of a sudden they are unloading information to them in the DMs, like so much information. So when someone DMs you and they raise their hand and they say, hey, I want to join your program, do not go, well, here's all the things that you get. And 10 million paragraphs later, would you like to buy? Or worst case, you just put the link in there. Now, this is why I talked about this in our last masterclass, which if you haven't watched it, go watch it on our Facebook group, Consistent High Cash Months. The reason why the biggest chunk of the foundation was content is because when you focus on content, selling in the DMs is so much easier. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to prove why you're the one for them. They know because looking at your content. So there's that piece. So I believe that almost all sales processes can be solved through content. Almost all of it, because you could have the best sales page, but where are people coming from? Your content. Unless you're doing Google SEO, optimization, Google search, website traffic, which I have a client that does that, then that's a different conversation. Then we want to look at the landing page. But if your people are coming from your social media, that's the first place they find you. It doesn't matter what you say in the DMs. Doesn't matter what this you're going to have to do so much more warming up. So pay attention to your content first. That's the main piece. And then when they come into your DMs, I actually have a whole program on this called Down in the DMs. If you guys want access to that, send me a message, send me a DM over on Instagram and I'll get you the link. I believe it's $333. When someone reaches out to you, you ask them, what are you looking for? So they express interest, they raise their hand. Instead of you doing all the talking, listen to them. Ask them a question. What are you looking for? And then start the sales conversation that way. Melissa says, I decided to mentor network marketing and stop network marketing myself. I kill it, but want more. Love coaching. Where should I start for low ticket? How to rank? How to recruit? Well, I think that personally, if I was teaching people how to do network marketing, I would still be doing network marketing, because it would be like if I taught you all business, but I stopped doing my business. So I would still do some sales. I would still do like something. It doesn't have to be 100% in it, but I think that right there is an easy win. That's like an easy way to sign on clients. That's an easy way because you're living and breathing, embodying, going through exactly what your clients are going through. And I know that when you're having wins in your network marketing business, you can share that with the people that you're coaching as well. So low ticket, I would do something like, first of all, look at the biggest problems that your clients are having. Look at the biggest problems that your clients are having. If they don't know how to rank, well, why don't they know how to rank? Do they have issues with their own sales or do they have issues with recruitment? Look at which one it is. Do they have issues with social media and how they're getting their clients? Do they have, or their customers, or do they have issues with how they're talking to people in the DMs about the business opportunity? So I would look at that first. And then for a low ticket training, Melissa, I would just create a masterclass, charge whatever you want to charge for it, $97, $200, $50, charge for that masterclass, have people buy into that, and then upsell them into your coaching, whether that's private coaching or whether that's group coaching. I don't know what those programs look like, but I would do it that way and upsell them into it. So your low ticket masterclass sometimes operates as, you know how I use the membership? I use membership in my funnel or my product suite. You can also use a masterclass that's paid. Okay, what's up, everyone? Martha says, I'm moving in July and my finances took a huge hit last month due to some clients leaving. Hi, Jasmine, and I'm nervous, but I feel so ready. Any tips? Yes. Maggie says moving countries, free spirit entrepreneur, corporate. Okay. All right. This is it kind of goes together. So Jasmine, I'm moving in July and then my finances took a huge hit last month due to clients leaving, but I feel so ready. Any tips? Yeah. So I believe that we create momentum in our lives. I believe, Jasmine, that those people left your business for a reason. And I believe that you are making space for the clients that are meant for you where you are right now. And so can you, instead of looking at this as took a huge hit, clients are leaving, and that equals bad, can you shift that perspective to, oh, I'm making space for incredible human beings to come in, for people that are meant for me right now. I'm making space for bigger growth, for more money coming in, for more abundance. So, Jasmine, someone recently said to me, they said, like, I made a move, and they said to me, Bridget, this is my sign. This is my sign. And I realized that I believe it. Like, I love signs. I have so many signs. Like, I've at this point, like this coffee cup, my decaf oat milk coffee is a sign. You being here is a sign. And so I have realized in the last week, because it's a sign, it literally comes up every day now. I have realized that I use everything as a sign for I am winning. Can you use this as a sign for you are winning? The client's leaving, it's a sign. I'm winning. More people are coming. The right people are on their way. Everything I use to work out in my favor. Everything. Oh, my scooter ran out of gas. It's a sign. Must be good. Can't wait for the adventure. Oh, my computer died. It's a sign. I'm not sitting over here doing that, but I do use everything that happens in my life as a way of saying, amazing. What can I learn from this? And then what happens is you go on this incredible journey of happiness, of joy, of passion, of creating extraordinary lives, adventures. And you're like, oh, oh, okay, everything is working out for me. And you shift that perspective. Okay, I want to go into Maggie's comment here. Riff on moving countries and following our free spirit as an entrepreneur when we're in a loving, committed relationship with someone who needs to stay in a country for their corporate career. I think it's all about communication. There have been many times in my relationship where I've wanted to travel or I've wanted to do something, and maybe Robbie didn't want to do it or vice versa. And so sometimes we've had to, one of us has compromised or we both compromise in the relationship. But I think it's all about communication and just being very clear on what it is that you want to be doing. So, as an example, last fall, I hosted an event in New York City, and I went to New York City by myself. Robbie didn't want to go to New York City. And typically Robbie speaks at all of our retreats. And I said, you know what, this one, you won't speak at this retreat. I'm going to go by myself. And here's why. And just having that very clear communication, I think, is super helpful. So there's no stories around it. And here's the reality is if you can't leave your partner for X amount of time because you're afraid the relationship, and I'm not saying about this for you, Maggie, or anyone, and using this as a generalized example, if you can't leave your partner for X amount of time to go do your own thing around the world, then I think there's a larger problem there. There's a bigger conversation. So I think it's all about clearly communicating with your partner, making them be a part of certain things in your business that you can, and vice versa, things that he has going on. And then knowing that sometimes you'll go on your own. Like, I went to Canada by myself, New York by myself. Like, I'm also someone that loves solo travel. I love that time, for the intrinsic time. I did in Vancouver an entire week by myself. I didn't leave the house. I just rejuvenated and rested and worked and poured my heart and soul into my business and myself. So I think it's just knowing who you are, clearly communicating that, but going and living your life. Because if you don't do those things that you really love doing, you could end up resenting your partner and living a life where you're like, one day I'll do that, but why not now? That was a really good question, Maggie. Oleta says, I have a good foundation with consistency, but I want to take big steps and create big momentum. I get overwhelmed with what will create momentum and connection to my audience. I have a good foundation, but I want to take big steps and create big momentum. Well, just allow yourself to be big. I know that sounds really simple, but just allow yourself to be big. I really believe that we don't know what we can hold until we're holding it. It's like you can train and train and train and train. Let's say train and train to be a teacher, but until you're standing in a classroom of 36 sixth graders, you don't actually know how to be a teacher. And I believe that with your bigness. I believe that with your personal power. We can study and we can learn all of these things, but until you're actually doing it, you're making the move that you want to make that's really big, you won't know. So Oleta, I encourage you to allow yourself to fall in love with the journey and adventure that you're creating. It's not going to be perfect. There are going to be challenges that come up in business, big challenges. The more you scale your business, the more you get in front of more people, there are going to be much bigger challenges that require a higher level of emotional intelligence, that just require a higher level of being in balance, to understand, have difficult conversations with people, navigate your own stuff while navigating client stuff, while navigating this stuff. Like there's so many more things that happen, but we don't get to that next level until we work through the things that we have on this level. I really believe that. New level, new devil. And so it's not like you can just go through to the next level without getting uncomfortable. It's like that is a part of growth, is being in the, oh my God, can I hold this? The uncomfortableness is actually where we propel. Maggie says, so true. I love solo travel, but I'm hoping for another relocation. I want to live somewhere else in SEA or go South America, just waiting for the time to be right for him too. Well, I think it's just speaking from your heart and knowing, like, maybe you guys come up with something where you go to XYZ location for X amount of time, you go and live somewhere else, you go and do your own solo trips, Maggie, like something like that. I love this. Yes, stepping into that big space. Okay, I missed some things in the chat. I have to get comfortable with explaining my offer. Well, I would go speak about your offer 10 times per day on social media, and then you're going to get comfortable. Go talk about your offer. I challenge you to go talk about your offer 100 times this week, and then you'll probably be confident talking about your offer. I'm not kidding. Go put in the reps. Go show yourself that you don't have to be perfect. Do you know the amount of times that I've completely botched talking about my offer? I have stuttered. I have said the wrong price. I have said the wrong program, start date, but I'm just like, I'm me. And I'm going to keep showing up being me. And that's enough. You're the best. Thank you. Jasmine says, I just got out of a 7-year relationship and I'm moving all alone to another state. And I really feel like this is going to be great for me. I'm terrified, but it's going to be great for my growth. Yes, like that is it. That you using this as a sign that it is working out for you is everything. And I can't even imagine the feelings that you're going through. I can imagine how hard that is. And using this as a way of like, you know what, this is my era. This is my time. This is when I'm stepping into loving myself. How did you learn to be okay with being alone? I'm moving and going to not know one soul. So I really love being alone. Like I love, and I think this is a superpower, and not that everyone has to be this way whatsoever, but if you need this, I'm going to share it with you. I love being alone, and I always have. And the reason why is because I can sit with myself. Can you sit with yourself? Can you love who you are when you're not interacting with anyone? Yesterday, I was talking to someone and I was saying, even when I was making $500 a month living by myself in a shack in Costa Rica, I still felt like I had it all. I still felt like I loved myself. I still felt like I was on top of the world. Even I had so many challenges in my life at that time. And so I think it's like just loving yourself, being more than okay with who you are, being obsessed with yourself when no one is around, when no one's liking your post, when your clients aren't validating you, when your mentor's not telling you you're amazing. Do you love you? Okay. Challenge accepted. I love it. How do you avoid being scared when investing in a coach? Their offers knowing you can't really afford it, but you know what you want, but you know you want to do it. So I believe there's always a way. And when I invested in my first life coach ever back in 2018, I was in a job making, I don't even remember what I was making at that job per year, something like $50,000 per year, working so many hours per week. And I remember this life coach, she came to me and said, her program was like 8 weeks for $800. And I was like, $800. Oh my gosh. Which is just funny looking back on that now, because now I buy things that are more than I bought things that are $80,000. So it's like, when I look at business and investing in ourselves, I think that there's a journey and it's okay no matter where you're at. But at that time, I remember calling my mom and saying, Mom, I want to invest in this life coach, $800. Can I do this? Like, should I do this? She's like, yeah, go and do it. But I had to come up with the money. So I got an extra job to be able to pay for this. I started looking at my finances. I started really taking care of my financial health. This is when I started massively paying down debt. When I started looking at my finances weekly, daily, bi-weekly, started getting my eyes on it and studying investing rather than being a victim to it. I said, what can I do? I was in so much debt. I said, what can I do? So I believe that there's always a way. There's always a way to make it happen. Okay. I think there's one more question coming up. Challenge accepted. How often do you recommend talking about your one-to-one coaching on IG? Well, if that's the only offer that you're selling right now, and that's the main one that you want to fill out, I would talk about it every day. If it's something that's not really your moneymaker, if it's something that's not the biggest thing that's going to bring in the most income, then I would sprinkle it in. So I will randomly drop information about our private coaching, but most of the time I'm talking about our masterminds, our headquarters, and our membership. Taisha says, thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. Okay. How are you doing? Put in the comments. I would love to know how you're feeling after today's Freedom Queen Live. I wanted to just have a moment with you all and hear where you're at in your business, hear what's going on, support you where you're at. You are going to see, so next week, Freedom Queen Live will be the same time, Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. It will be the same time, Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then the week after, I will be in Mexico. So we're going to move it back up to the morning. So probably be like Monday mornings. I'm not sure what time yet, 10 or 11 a.m. We'll grab our coffees together. We'll have our morning time. And I can't wait for that. And I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited. Freedom Queen, keep taking action, keep showing up, and I will talk to you soon. Okay.